Welcome everyone to another session here in our hotel lobby with wonderful music in the background. Um, Please enjoy that while you enjoy our first look at a solo campaign in Cloudspire. We're going to walk you through the brawnen and play through as many waves as we can before we get kicked out of here. But basically, we wanted to take you through and show you a little bit of the pre-setup that goes into a solo scenario. This is the first scenario for the brawnen, and it has Cram split and behind enemy lines. There's 4 air spires here. They've been preset with a certain amount of upgrades. Those are all defined within your scenario booklet, and so you'll see that it shows this whole map layout, and it gives names for each of these hex groups, so you know exactly how to put it together. You'll see that it tells you which air spire, and then like AAR, which would be attack upgrade, and then a range upgrade. They're in this order versus this order for a reason. Like, there's specific orders, because when you hit in solo, when you hit a spire and deal damage to it, no matter how much damage, you only take off 1 of those upgrades, and you start with the lowest one. So this one, for instance, still has 1 range and 1 attack. If you were to do that, this one would still have the same if you were to take that off. So let's just jump into it. We have Cram wounded behind enemy lines. These scenarios present you with a number of objectives. The first objective in this scenario is to get Cram back to his fortress alive. And then the second level objective would be to search and clear 4 point of interests. And then the third objective would be, the reason for the searching is, and this is the story that's built into the scenario as well, is that Cram's son, Mick, has gone missing. And so we're searching points of interest to find out if that's where he ended up. Once you've searched for, Mick is found on that 4th searched point of interest, and then you have to keep him there and protect him until the 5 waves are done. This is a 5-wave scenario. Or you can escort him back to the fortress safely, and if you're able to do that, depending on which decision you make there, it starts to branch the campaign just a little bit further. So yeah, there's definitely some things that change as you go along. For this one, I am not going to actually try to do that. I'm not going to try to bring Mick home within 5 waves. I'm going to at least try to search and clear 4 points of interest and get Cram home safely. So I'm kind of at the 2nd level, and we'll see how successful I can be. We start our brawnen fortress, 10 health. We start the heirs fortress with 10 health. And we've got some cool news for you on how that health tracking system and source tracking system is coming out. Likely it will be as we unlock a few more of the campaign unlocks, but I think you'll be pleased with the solution we have there. Right now it's health. It will not need to be that in the future, so that's later in the campaign. For now, let's start. We've got each of these waves are defined, but there's a lot of things that are different for every time you play this. So the point of interests are randomized. The event cards, which we again are not playing with right now, are also randomized to an extent. The first 2 waves of this scenario, you're drawing event cards, which can affect you in numerous different ways, and so that changes up strategies right there. But then the 3rd wave has a planned event that you can kind of work into your strategy as you're trying to determine how you're going to complete this. And again, it's 5 waves long. Another thing to note is that on each of these scenarios, it tells you exactly what your starting source is, your starting command points. It's a 2-part number for each. So with source, it'll say like 6-2 or 6/2, and that means that you start with 6 source and you gain 2 every wave. Same with command points. It's a 3/2 scenario. So we've got our command point tracker right now for that, and I've got my 6 source, and we're going to kick this off. The other thing it defines on a wave is how many what starts with the heirs, what types of units, how many, if they're grouped or singles, and that's all defined in the graphics that we'll share on the update with you when you're going through this scenario. So, starting with the market phase, I've flipped over 3 of the market options that we have. This is also always an option. Looking at these, we have a minion, we have a hero, and we have a schematic. I do like the idea of getting a hero out to the point where I could get him over, possibly soaking some damage to sneak cram through, because right now when I'm looking at this, we've got a lot of attack that's coming in. We have some range, and with 2 move, Krem actually, the number here on his lowest upgraded side is a 2 move unit, and so I'm not going to be able to really sneak through here without the aid of potentially some minions and or a hero. So in this thought, I'm going to probably purchase this Lady Tragedy, and that is for 4 source of my 6. And then she goes into my available units that I can bring out. She's pretty cheap, only 2 command points to bring out, so pretty reasonable there as far as command points go. And let's jump into this. So the first thing after market phase is the building phase, and the market phase doesn't apply to your solo opponent, so the heirs aren't doing anything with the market right now, unless it's baked into the actual events or actions of that wave. So for me, building, I only have 2 source, nothing is going to be built right now. And as far as we move into the preparation phase, we've got our grounders here. 1, 2, 3, or I'm sorry, dashers. And those are actually now called Harrier units. And then I'm going to go ahead and elect to maximize my command points a dispatch, which is a ranged unit. I can only do 1, and let's call that good. All right, let's move on to the Onslaught phase. So for this phase, we're going to bring out, in this scenario, the heirs are player 1, so they're going to go ahead and move, and we just move those dashers, their full move range. One thing we played in the playthrough yesterday that we did, that I think when I'm watching it back, I believe I was playing it a little bit wrong from the iteration that we're at right now, and that is that when you move your units, you need to move them the full range that they can if possible. So you can't just choose to stay where you're at and hit something again unless you're a hero. So minions and heroes function very differently, and the reason we're doing that is because we want you thinking about their move and how that's going to affect how quickly they're going to reach the center. That's not necessarily an elective for you. You have to plan accordingly. So if you want to slow your units down, put a 1 move unit on the very top and have him leave, and then that causes everyone else to kind of bunch up behind him initially. So yeah, that is the heirs movement. There's nothing else for the heirs to do. We check the towers, nothing's in range of them. So now it's my turn to move and attack if need be. I'm gonna go ahead and move my flinger. He has a 2 move, so 1, 2. I'm gonna go ahead and check both of them. Ooh. So we have the Traxor, and we have like only 2 or 3 other points of interest right now with us. So I do know that one's in there somewhere, and I think I'm still okay with it. We're gonna check this. Okay, sure enough. 5 health on that thing. The reason I was debating that is because he has engage, which means I have to engage it this round. So I'm going to attack it for 1. He's going to do the same. All right. And now we're off. Cram has 2 move. I want to know what these are, even if I choose not to engage them. Probably one of them is a Traxor as well. And so that could be tough, because if I move here and look at this and it's a Traxor and it engages, that stops my movement, so I can't do anything else. So I want to end up here. I'm going to go ahead and move. Ignore that one. Look at this one. Okay, so this is the Traxor again. So he has armored, which means I'm going to negate the first damage coming in from this unit. And so we'll get him loaded up with health. And I'm going to actually do 1, 2, 3 to him. I'm going to soak the first damage coming back. So that's nice. And then now that my move and attack is done, I'm going to check for spires. We have one that 2 attack and 1 range. Same with this one. This one has 2 range and 1 attack. It cannot reach me. So we're safe on that right now. And we're going to keep moving. So it's now my turn. And player 1 and 2 do move back and forth. So now in this case, I get the player 1 token. And now it's my turn to move first. So Cram, I'm going to start with and go ahead and finish this guy off. I am going to take a damage back this time because I already soaked the 1. It's going to give me a Spire, which is nice. That doesn't help me so much because of where it's at. It does bring in a little bit of source income at the end of the wave, so I do like that. But other than that, it's not really useful to me. But I'll take anything free like that. Okay, that's it. I didn't have to move to do that. I don't want to get any closer to these spires just yet. So that's it. And then I'm going to move this guy. I don't want to toy with this thing just yet because I have 3 dashers coming down the line. I have a feeling that I'm probably safe in looking at this one. But I'm going to move first. Hold up. So, to be clear, I have to move 2. But as long as I make forward progress toward my objective, which is the Heir's Fortress, I do still have a choice of which way to go on this one. So I'm actually going to go here because that keeps me outside of the range of this Spire. Yeah, that's my thought. I'm looking at this. Okay. Nope, I'm not going to reveal it. I don't have to. And that's it for my turn. The dashers are on their way. Okay. Again, I kind of want to play this smartly. To be clear, I have to move the most forward unit. I can't say, okay, I'm moving this dasher. Oh, he can't move, so he doesn't, and then just move this one forward. I have to move the forward one first. So I do still have a choice in the matter of which way he goes. I kind of want to funnel them a little bit if I can. I don't want them to spread out, because I might get surrounded a little bit easier that way. That's it for the Heir's turn, and it's back to the Heirs again. So this is the little, exchange of first player, and it does do a little number on your head, and so let's do that. 1, 2, 3. They're going to take the shortest route, so I do have an actual route I have to go here. So already, I think if I had done that a little differently, my intent was to put a dasher here so that this guy couldn't move, because right now I'm going to have to move to here, and I'm in range of that tower, which I didn't want to be. I wanted to use up the exchange. So, I mean, it's cool to see, but it's like I didn't play that quite right. I'm going to move here, and I'm going to attack this unit because I don't get hit back then. And now that I've moved and attacked, this Spire is going to fire, and
roll a die.
This guy's right here. Thank you. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. No hit. Let's see if there's anything else I can do. I'm gonna move Cram next. Maybe. If I get into this range, it's not gonna help me here. It will, because if I can last that long at least, I could maybe move him in as this Spire is attacking the Flinger. So I think I want to just hang tight with Cram for another turn or two to see if I can pull that off. Again, this is kind of the tedious move out of this space, and I don't want to just rush it because it's still just wave 1. So yeah, that's it. Play goes back to me. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that Spire. Oh, it's gonna hit back. And then it's gonna attack. I'm not hitting it. All right, Spires attack. 1. I don't know why I didn't just attack this thing. I'm attacking this thing. You didn't hear that? I have 2 range. Of course I'm gonna attack this for 1. So that was what I did before this hit.
Cheater.
Of course I am. No. It was in my plan all along. Shush. All right, so that leaves me done with my turn. This is gonna be hard because I'm already gonna get hit pretty rough on this side. I'm gonna basically take 5 damage if I've calculated that right. This is gonna hit for 1 and 1 back. I really shouldn't have just bypassed these units like I did. And so I lose 1 health on my fortress. This unit, sorry, all units move first. I don't think it matters at this point. Do that. And then that one does its exchange. So, all right, let's go ahead and
now it's their turn again.
It's their turn. They're gonna hit the Stashers down. I do get 2 source for that, so I'll take that right now. But I lose a health. And these don't move for now because that attack happened. All units move and then the attack happens. And so there's nothing else for the Spires to do or the Heirs to do. We're gonna move this unit in, and I'm gonna actually make a break for this if I can. This unit is going to, do I want to do that? I'm moving up 1. I think we're gonna try to sneak out the back here. So I'm gonna attack with Cram on this first. So we're gonna do 1 damage, and because we eliminated this, it can't hit me back, and then this unit's gonna attack it for 1. All right, that's my turn. Now I'm moving in. I'm going to, I have to move here. Interesting. Have to do. Nope. Forward progress. So this still allows me to make forward progress toward this, but allows me to stay away. In this case, it's not going to help me either way. I'm going to get attacked back for 1, so there is that. But just to a point of clarification there, this is a legal move for me. I do want to look at this. Okay, good. It's no Traxxar. And let's see. I think I'm gonna hit this thing just to get rid of it. The reason I'm gonna do that is because in the next wave, all Air Spires upgrade their towers if they've been knocked down. If there's room, they're gonna upgrade. And so I don't want there to even be an option for this one to upgrade. Plus it clears it out, I'm gonna gain the source. So I'm taking this out right now. And that's my turn. I get 5 source for that. Nice. Okay, now it's the Heir's turn, and then this is where it's gonna start to speed up because of the fact that we're getting down on units. This is gonna attack for 1, 2 source.
So this is going to give me a fair amount of source to make upgrades. This comes off. Yeah, that's a big deal. I don't know if what that's gonna do to me. But let's keep playing this out.
So turn again?
Yep, that's their turn. Move up, hit. One comes off. My turn. I'm gonna move this. This unit has to move now for forward progress. He's gonna get taken out. And cram. So now I can't move onto this hex. It's water, and so I'm still a little bit stuck. But I do have a spot here. I can't build on it yet because it's too far away from my fortress. I have to only build on that one next to it. But I'm actually glad that I'm clearing spots out here for me to get a move around. So in this case, I think I'm going to go ahead and make a move. 1, 2, and I'm going to chance that initial tower shot. And let's do that. I've moved. I'm not going to do anything, or I can't do anything. This guy's going to roll. Yes. Oh, nothing.
Cheater.
Yep. Okay, that's it. That is this one is the final one that's going to move. It's going to deal a damage, and that's rough. That's a rough start. It was 6 damage total. So I'm not going to be able to prioritize much other than defense at this point for wave 2. So, but yeah, that gives me 2 extra source, and then we're good. So I've got 1 more than that, and we're done with wave 1. Let's jump over to wave 2, which is, let me just see here, market phase. I don't have a lot I need by way of the market right now, so I'm going to hold off on anything here for the time being. This will come in handy, but I don't think quite yet. I need to get some spires down so that I could start to earth shape closer to Cram to maybe free up his move options a little bit. So I'm going to bypass the market phase, go right into building phase. And so building, I have a lot of source. The 2 options that I'm thinking of are possibly upgrading my minions a bit. The Battleborn that I was just using, the Dispatch that I was just using is a second upgrade. I'm going to upgrade the Battleborn, which is the first one of the Honor Pit. So that's this guy right here. Okay, and that's actually a 3 now, 3 cost upgrade. So that takes me down to 4. Because they had 1 more than that. And that allows me to upgrade all of my Battleborn. So all of these chips just flip right over, and I'm gaining that side from here on out, which is a pretty big deal. That's a very, very cheap upgrade for that. The rest aren't quite so cheap. I'm also going to... I can only do 1 upgrade per wave, which is a little limiting right now with all the source. I don't want to max my source out, so that's rough. I wish I would have cleared that. I am going to go ahead and build a spire here in my fortress. I've got to have some better defense, so that's going to be right here for 4, and I'm going to do 2 of them. That'll bring me down to 2 source. Hold on, 1 of them, because I really want to upgrade the range on this one, which is another 3 source. So that takes me 7, so I'm at 3. Alright, so now I have a little bit more firepower when that unit steps up. I can eliminate any kind of dasher immediately with a good roll, or with an average roll, I should say. And I intend to do the same on the other side, just because of the current health I have. And let's jump into wave 2. Right now, the building phase is done. Preparation phase is next. The heirs, let's see here. We've got the heirs for this wave 2, based on the scenario, upgrade their stables. So that is going to be where? Right here. And that means they're dashers. Is that right?
+1 health.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so they kind of matched mine. We're going to need some good firepower. Where are my dashers?
Yeah, you can on yours.
Okay, okay, thank you. All right, so what do we have for loading up? We have wave 2, 1 grounder, 1 dasher, both singles. So we're gonna load that up.
And is it the dasher gets 1 extra then?
Correct, yep, dasher gets 3 health. And when it's stated that way, you build it from the ground up. So like the grounder was listed first, so you put it down and build it, and then this one goes on top. That's how you know which way to stack priority.
Build it from the grounder up.
Yeah, nice.
Dad joke.
Okay, a little bit of a problem here. I put Cram right in harm's way in terms of the minions, so I'm not certain. I think I need a little bit faster moving units. My Marchers right now, they're called the Battleborn, have 3 because of that upgrade. So that is all I want to bring out. I want to bring out Source jumps up, or I'm sorry, Command Points jumps up to 5. So I can bring out at least 2 of these, and that's definitely what I want to do. Individual, just so I can split up tower shots a little bit, is what I'm thinking right now, and that's good for prep phase. Let's jump into the Onslaught Phase. Again, I am pretty sure we need our Salt Shaker for player order. So this is player 1, and let's go. Cram. Dashers are moving 3. I can soak a hit, and I can take it out. So maybe I'm exactly where I want to be. I don't want to be within range of this. So as crazy as it is, I feel like I almost need to step up and block the brunt of this wave. That might be the worst decision ever, though. All right. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna step up 1. I'm gonna move my Marchers. 1, 2, 3. 3. And I need to get these point of interests cleared. So because I'm kind of going on the offensive with Cram, I believe I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this one. So both Marchers are gonna have a little whack at that though. And so I'm gonna engage with this one first, which means that's the one it's gonna follow. And I'm gonna deal 2 damage to it, and it will deal 2 damage back. And I'm gonna do 2 damage to it, and it will do 2 damage back. So this bug ends up with 2 total. Yeah, I think I have to. And that's it for my turn. Let's move this Dasher. So Dasher comes out, Grounder comes after it. The Dasher hits, and I deal back. I soak the first damage that comes in from the Dasher, and I deal 3 back, so he's gone. Really nice. And that's it for the Air's turn. I don't think I have any Spires within range. It's cool. This is going to be a much faster wave. It's now the Air's turn to go first. Steps up and is going to hit for nothing, I'm sorry, 1. Again, it soaks the first damage, not the first hit. And I'm going to hit back for 3. So this Grounder is gone. Now, that was really effective. I feel like I can't toy with my health. I'm now in jeopardy of a crit from the towers, so likely I do not want to stay here. Yeah, in this situation, it's what I needed to do. Now, how this works is I have to move my units, and then it kind of fast forwards through the play. So heroes freeze, but in this case, because Cram's in the way, he is going to have to move, which is a little bit annoying. because I'm putting myself in range of something at this point. So let me move my marchers first. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna get hit from this. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bug out just because I need to free up that spot. So let's do 2 to the bug. Bug does back. Plus, just to note, I did get that dasher and grounder. I did get 4 source from the taking out of those 2 units. So I've cleared a spot. I can build a spire there. That is awesome. This is gonna fire on this. All right, he's gone.
You didn't attack with it.
I need, well, I should attack with it, which will take out one of its range.
Then he dies. Yeah.
Thank you. Looking out for me, Josh.
It's harder to play and talk and
It is
film
a little bit.
than it would seem. Yeah.
And the thing to clarify here is that you move and then you attack. So this is similar to if you've played Hoplomachus, it works very similar to that, where you're making all of your moves for all of your units, and then you're making your attacks. So I prematurely did my attacks before moving Cram. Cram has to move because of the fact that he is in the way of a path where minions are trying to get through. So he is forced to move in this situation, and if I move into one of these spaces, I mean, that's okay for now as long as I don't attack it. I can't from range, so I'm moving. I'm getting backed way up. I don't like this. You know what? We're gonna do this. No, we're gonna move here. No, that wave is gonna tear into me. I'm gonna take a chance here. I've kind of backed myself into a corner. I'm gonna move here. And take my chances with this thing. I'm gonna attack it. Even if I didn't, it's gonna attack me, so I'm gonna attack it, do 1. Because it still has an attack, it can hit back. So it's going to roll, and if this is a 2, the campaign ends. Alright. So, I think I may have just gotten through. We'll see what this next wave does to me. I've got 1 health left. That ends this wave. Let's queue up for wave 3. Let's see here. All right, we jump up to
7.
seven command points.
Factors of 6. Sorry, guys.
Yep,
We have 7.
Yep. Source jumps up. All right, and we're into the market phase. So I haven't even brought this hero out yet. I think I need to focus on defense 1 more wave before I start tapping into any type of terraforming if I need it. So I'm gonna wait with any of the earth shaping or these units for now. And let's do the building phase. I'm building a spire first and foremost. And I'm gonna give it an upgrade of attack. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. I gain a source for this. I factor that in, so I'm now at 6. How many POIs do I have? I have 2. It's wave 3. All right. I'm more worried about Cram right now. That's the initial objective, and I've got to keep him alive. So, okay, I'm done with my building phase. I'm going to save this for potentially building during the Onslaught phase. And let's see. So wave 3, we add 1 attack, oh shoot, to any air spire that's not fully upgraded. So that's not something I'm going to be able to touch, but it's not affecting me right now poorly. And then that one is my spire, so that one stays just like that. Okay, I think we're good and we can move forward. I'm just checking. We've got the preparation phase. The heirs are going to bring out one grounder, one humminger, one dasher, all singles. So let's do that.
One grounder.
Yep, one grounder. Thank you. The dasher is upgraded to 3 health, and that is the top unit.
So waves 2 to 3 stack, or oh no, that was from the.
Yeah. So these are all singles. Wave 4 is grouped, which is going to be interesting. No, it's all good. All right, and I'm going to bring out. It's at 7. So hurlers and architects are out for me right now just because of the speed of the heirs. I am interested in what the ram unit could do to some of these spires. Because it has assault, it means that when you attack a spire, you can do 2 or take out 2 upgrades instead of just 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and, it's a slow unit, but I kind of want that right now. So I'm gonna do a ram unit on the bottom, and then we'll do I like the marcher just because it is upgraded. So that's what I'm gonna do. I also kind of want to take this out because I got to clear these spires. I've got 2. I need 4. So trying to manage all this at once. This dasher is gonna be a problem. We'll see. Okay, let's do it. Onslaught phase. Player 1. Dasher goes. Humminger goes. 2 move. The grounder moves. The grounder again has 2 move on that thing.
Cram is in trouble.
Alright, Marcher is gonna move 2. Ram's gonna move 1. And now I have some choices to make. Interestingly enough, if I had upgraded this to range, I would actually be able to start hitting on this, be able to start attacking this Traxor.
Don't hit on Traxor.
I will not hit on the Traxor.
They don't react well to it.
They engage. All right, so like, I think I still want to. I've maxed this one out, so that decision's already been made. I can't really go back. I'd have to let this get knocked down and lose an upgrade before I could change that strategy up. I do need to leave some firepower with these units for this wave, but it's worth attacking, and I'm only going to get attacked once back, so I'm going to go ahead and do. I need to decide if I'm leaving Cram or not, and I totally am this way. I'm not engaging that, and now I can attack. So I'll attack the Traxor with the Marcher. Yes, the Marcher. So I'm gonna lose a health. He's gonna lose 2, and the Ram is gonna clean it up and deal that one. And I get a Spire for that too, which is awesome. So.
Spire was the reward on the
Correct.
actual Traxor chip.
Correct.
Taking it out.
Yep. And he does not get hit back because multiple attacks on the same unit. It only attacks back with the first one. So that's why that happened. And yeah, that's my turn. Let's move on. So that was actually, so now I get to go again because it's give me this thing, which is kind of key in order for my escape to work right, because I kind of got 2 in there before the dashers could overwhelm me. So now the Marcher can step up, and yeah, that'll still work. All right, and now these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. All right, nothing happens there. We're gonna go with next phase. So the dasher, oh, and here I just did it. They caught up again. The Marcher didn't get far enough forward for me to benefit from that. But I have a lot of choices here that I can play in my favor. So we're gonna move this here. There is no targeting in Cloudspire in terms of the baddies like in Too Many Bones, where it's going for the weakest, strongest, or closest weakest, or anything like that. So in this case, it is my decision to decide that the dasher hits the marcher, and that's definitely what I want it to do at this point. Well, no, I'm sorry. Sure, hit Cram because he's armored, so he'll hit back for 3, and that is my decision. So that is what I want him to do, and we get 2 source for that. All right. I'm sorry. I need to move all these units at once. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that attack happened, and we're good. Roost doesn't apply because there are no Elfinkazi out. So this unit is just stats that are contributing to it right now. Okay, that was first player. Now it's back to me. Marcher is going to move in on what? He has to move 2 if he can, which he can. So he's going here, which is unfortunate. We'll move the assault unit, the ram up 1. Cram's getting back. He's close. That's it for me. I'm not in range of anything, so that's it for me. Now I get to go again. He moves back to the castle. Move this 1. Move this 2. We're gonna attack this unit here. I'm gonna lose my unit. All right. I think the ram can handle these 2 units, but we're gonna see. Just a quick calc of that. They're moving next, so 1, 2. And it's gonna attack the unit first. That always prioritizes the unit over the spire. So 1, 2, and the ram will hit back for 2. I'm sorry, this one moves 2. And this guy will hit as well. So this is out. Now after these 2 attack, the spire can attack. So this spire is going to now shoot down and remove this guy.
You gotta roll for it, dude.
I know. I have 2
miss.
attack.
You're
I
gonna
have
miss.
2 attack.
Oh,
Totally have him. So that's how that one ends. I get source for that. And now we're at a point where it's just minions out, or I don't have any minions out. Cram is right now in the fortress healing up. That will take an entire wave to do. Like if he's in there and I want to heal him, I definitely do. So he's in the fortress, and so this is going to just resolve very quickly. And so this dasher or grounder moves 1, 2. I want him to go that way, and now the towers are going to take him out. So he will hit a tower. I can have a choice of which one. I want him to hit this one. And now 1 attack for either one. Boom. 2 source. All right, that ends the wave. We're on to wave 4, and we are basically 2 points of interest away from 1 point of interest away from completing this objective, but we have to do it by wave 5. And the problem is I can't bring units around and over here. So with wave 4, there's a lot of heavy units coming out. The 2 that are going to be coming out next are going to be the Royal Talons, I believe, right? Yeah, Royal Talon, 2 Hummingers, and a Dasher that are grouped. So they're going to likely get through all of my defenses and be at my gate. My hope is that I can keep Cram there. The challenge is that I need to get Cram over here to expose these 2 points of interest in order to clear one if I'm going to complete my objective. So I have very little time left. That kind of just sets the stage. We're going to probably call it right here, but hopefully you can see how involved even just the first scenario is with choosing, moving. They're very different from one to the next. Cram is certainly not stranded in every scenario. That's just the first scenario. So I hope you enjoyed that.